Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to Monday Convos with Mimi and Dime. I am Mimi, and this is my beautiful daughter, Dime. Before I go on, y'all, I feel like I'm screaming, and I probably am because our mics went out, but the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. The show must go on. So hopefully I'm not screaming at y'all, but our mics just literally went out, both mics. So, but first and foremost, let me say this. I am so thankful and grateful for all of my new subscribers. Thank you. I see you and I really appreciate you. Now, for those of you in the back who thinking about it, what we waiting for? What are we waiting for? We want you part of the fam. So what I need for you to do is to hit that subscribe button so you will be notified every time we drop a combo.
So today, y'all, we are going to be talking about the big C.
Corns.
No.
Calluses. We talking about calluses.
Nope. It affects everyone, no matter your age, and it really affects you if you are on a weight loss journey. Yes, cortisol.
So what I need for you to do is grab whatever you're sipping on, whatever you're drinking on, and pull up a chair and get comfy because we're about to dive all into cortisol. But first, before we do that, I'm going to also talk about my 19th week results on my Glp-1, tirzepatide, and glycine. I'm on 7.5.
And it's more than you.
Everybody, so my 19th week results. Before I even talk about that, so let me just digress just a little bit. I started February 3rd at 225 pounds, 225.8 pounds. And I started this journey because I overeat and it was getting out of control and I had an addiction to sweets. So even though I worked out and I did what I needed to do, it just, by me being 54 years old, it was coming off slower than before when I was 50 or when I was 45. So I wanted a little bit of help. It is not a crutch. It's not cheating because this is hard work. So from February 3rd, it has been a challenge. It has been wonderful. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely wonderful. But in some weeks, the scale would move. Some weeks, the scale would not move. Some weeks during this whole February, March, April, May, June, we in June?
We in June.
Okay, almost 5 months. Only one time the scale went up 0.3. So sometimes I would lose. When I first started off, I had so much inflammation that I lost like 6 and 7 pounds the first couple of weeks. And then it gradually decreased to like 4 and then 3, and you know what I'm saying? So some weeks it was 0.5, some weeks it was 2 pounds, some weeks it was 1 point something pounds, so it just depends on the week. Kind of sabotage myself a little bit, so y'all have to have grace on yourself. So I'm counting my macros and everything, and the hidden calories,
yes,
those hidden calories people don't talk about, like your meal, like your barbecue sauce, like your sauces, like margarine. I wasn't factored, and that was ignorant on my part. I wasn't factoring that in, and that sabotaged some of my weeks. But jumping to week 19, week 18, I was 196. So week 19, I was 194.7. So whatever the math that is, what is that, 0.5, 0.3? No, I don't know, it's point something. So I'm 194.7. And like I said, when I first started out, I felt I was a super fast responder, if there's a thing as a super fast responder. But then it slowed down, so I thought that I was a slow responder. But when I went to ChatGPT, they told me that basically they didn't break it up into how much I lost at first. They did a totality of, and I guess they just measured it out by the months and like divided.
Yeah, probably averaged it out.
Yeah. So they said that really they think that I'm a fast responder because I am down 13.8% in my body weight. So I think that's really, really good. So every week is different. You know, I try to give myself grace, and you have to give yourself grace because this is a journey, you know, highs and lows, ups and downs. But what I do when I know something, you know better, you do better. And I really try to implement that in my life. So when I found out, because I went and I told ChatGPT all this, and they were like, basically, they clutched their pearls. They was like, no, you was not eating that much in sauces. That's why the scale wasn't moving like you wanted it to move. So I just corrected that. So I'm happy now. I feel I'm on a good track. I got my water down, my fiber, my collagen, my supplements, and everything. Oh, something else. So also while I was on this journey, because I want to reverse the disease of obesity, I want to no longer be on hypertension, high blood pressure pills. And lately, my blood pressure has been really, really good.
Yeah.
So last week on Friday, it was 122/66 with my pulse being 98. Y'all, I'm just trying to get into my notes real quick, so just bear with me. And that's really good because my pressure would be bananas. When I say bananas, it'll be like 140 something over 80, 150 over 92. And it's been really, really good. So I like to, you know, keep a little journal of my blood pressure. So June 2nd, it was 116/64, my pulse 82, 121/69, pulse 95. I did it twice on that day. June 14th, it was 124/76, pulse 102. And my pulse, my pulse is like 102, that's when I do it. You're supposed to wait 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll be cleaning or doing something, and I sit down and do my blood pressure. That's crazy. You're not supposed to do it like that. And again, we are not medical professionals. This is for entertainment purposes only. I would never tell you what to do. I don't have the credentials to tell you what to do. You have to go to whoever you get your medical advice from and get it from them. But on June 18th, it was 126/76, and my pulse was 92. And then the last one I just told you, 122/76, pulse 95. So let me tell you what I learned before she dived into cortisol. I have went to many of my doctor's appointments, and she has went with me. And when they do my blood pressure, my arm is down. Did you know that's the wrong procedure to have your blood pressure done? Your blood pressure is supposed to be what, heart level?
Yeah, heart
your
level.
arm, I'm sorry, not blood pressure. Your arm's supposed to be like heart level for you to do it.
Yes.
Because when it's down, you will get an elevated reading.
Yep.
Why all these nurses and all these doctors having this done to people? And I've seen other people have it done. We've literally watched other people having theirs done.
Yeah.
And the arm is down. Your arm is not supposed to be down. It gives you a false reading.
Yep. And it's not supposed to be too high either, because that
Yes.
makes it
Lower
than what it should be. But it's just supposed to be just heart level.
Let's
just
heart
rest
level.
it like
Rest
this.
it. And they also, like when they tell you to sit in the chair, honestly, well, I guess it just depends on what you're doing. If you just walked into the doctor's office, because a lot of times you're waiting, and so you should be relaxed, but doctors don't relax me. I have white coat syndrome. When I see them, my blood pressure go through the roof. When I see them, it's every time, right?
Every freaking
Every time. So my doctor was like, hey, you know what? I already know what it is. My blood pressure, white coat syndrome, I have it, is so bad. But like when you're sitting down, they say 5 to 10 minutes, you know, at a calm little, you know, peaceful, you know, vibe going on in your mind. I go to the beach immediately. When they put that cuff on me, I am no longer here. I go to the beach because I try to relax my mind, because my mind will be in 50 different places at one time. So I didn't know if y'all knew that or not, but when you go, then your arm is not supposed to be at your side. It's supposed to be heart level. So she gonna dive into cortisol, because I got some stories for y'all, and I'm trying not to tell too much of my business, but I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit of something, because y'all gonna judge me after I say this, but you know what it is, what it is. But go on, take it away.
So first, cortisol. So the reason why I even took this deep dive and researched cortisol is because there was a week where myself as well as her, we noticed that the scale did not move. It did not increase, but it did not decrease. And at that time, we knew that we were eating everything right. We had got away from the hidden calories. We were no longer doing that. We're exercising, we're working out, you know, we're drinking our water, protein, not going crazy on the carbs, counting our calories. And we're like, why isn't the scale moving? So something said, okay, let's look at cortisol levels, because I've heard people talk about it before, especially in regards to like sleep quality as well. Like when your cortisol levels are elevated really high, like you're not gonna lose weight. So I wanted to dive deeper into that. And the first thing that I found out that there are 5 different types of stress. We have acute, chronic, traumatic, psychological, and physical. So the 2 that I'm going to talk about today are chronic and acute. So acute stress is stress that is immediate. It's going to immediately trigger that flight or fight response. So that's, let's say you're in a car and somebody swerves into your lane, you swerve back, that is going to trigger that acute stress. It's going to trigger that fight or flight response. If you are arguing with somebody, whether it's in person, over the phone with customer service, that is going to trigger that flight or fight response. And that's typically like within minutes or hours, whatever the case may be. Chronic stress is way longer than that. That is something that has been ongoing. So that could be weeks, months, years. That could be, for example, bad relationships, whether it's, familiar or spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. It could be financial issues. It could be a long-term issue on your job. But that is something that, like I said, is ongoing. But both of these type of stress, one, they're the most common that we typically are going to experience, and they both cause you to retain water. So they cause you to retain water by holding on to sodium in your body. So let's say for whatever reason that morning you get into it with somebody in your house and it's weigh-in day. When you go get on that scale, even though, let's say you had a little argument with that person that morning and maybe it was something quick, just a little tiff, and you move past it, if you go get on that scale, you will see that you have gained weight. And I put gain in quotations because
It goes away.
it goes away. It's not a true gain. But the crazy thing is, guys, you can literally see 1 pound to 5 pounds
That's crazy.
in one day.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All of that stemming from stress.
From stress. And you know what? We can't avoid stress. We cannot avoid stress at all. You try to manage it. Some of us have family members who some of us who have family members, and you take on that stress involuntarily. You take on that stress. Some of us have employers, bosses, and it's a lot of stress. It's no answer to that. I think it's very unfair in life. We have to deal with a lot of stuff, but I think this is just very unfair. This is unfair. Out of all the stuff women got to deal with, now you get upset, and through, unbeknownst to some of us, we working out, we eating right, we get on a scale, and the scale is up 2 to 3 pounds. Even though it goes away in that moment, it's devastating.
It is. It's really devastating. And it's like, why? Why does the body do that? But we have to also think on the reverse side. The body does this as a means to protect us.
Yeah.
They don't know if we're being chased by a bear. They don't know if we are being, God forbid, shot at. They don't know what's going on. So it's going to do whatever it needs to do to protect Miriam, to protect Dominique.
Right. So, what are your stressors?
What are my
I think I stress her
stressors?
out, y'all. I stress her out.
No,
I think I stress her out.
she doesn't.
She's lying. She's not telling the truth. She's trying to be nice. I think I stress her out. Do I stress you?
No, you really don't stress me out. We get into it. It's not bad.
It's not bad, though.
It's really not. We have really. It's really good. We operate really good. I think we have a really good system. Some things, like we mentioned in our first video, we are polar opposites about. So we do certain things differently. But I wouldn't say you're a stressor. I think a stressor.
What is your stressor now in your life? What is your stressor?
I think my stressor now in my life is not a consistent stressor, but I think just like my workload probably at my job. So on certain days, certain weeks. Like there are certain times where I honestly will have a really stressful week. So just a little bit about me, guys. I'm a systems analyst or for recruiting. So when a company is hiring employees, I am the one that sets up those business processes in our system. So
She a beast. She a beast.
so that's like posting the jobs on our career site. That's making sure that salaries are depicted correctly. That's making sure that candidate is having a good candidate experience with the company as they flow throughout the interview process and the offer letter process. So I am the analytical mind behind that in the system. So when something goes awry or something goes down to where a candidate can't apply for a job, or a candidate is stuck in a particular process and maybe they're not receiving their offer letter, or maybe they're having an issue with, scheduling an interview, it comes to me. So there have been weeks where it has been really stressful because it's like, boom, problem after problem after problem, and everything is urgent.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
All 6 problems are urgent.
Yes.
So it's like, I think that's probably the main stressor and the only stressor that I would have currently. But for me, and I know everybody doesn't have that luxury.
You can walk away.
I can walk away. Thank you, Jesus.
Not
I can
walk away from the job, but I mean, she could break when she needs to break.
And just be like, okay, you know what? Let me just step away a quick second, gather my thoughts, and gather my game plan in my head on how I'm going to address A through Z, and then I can come back. So
That's really good.
yeah,
That's really good.
Yeah. What do you think a current stressor is for you?
I'm gonna give you a current, and I'm gonna give you two other stressors in the past. So first and foremost, I used to have an anger problem. So I know it's hard to believe with the smile, huh? I know it's just, she's such a sweetheart. I used to have an anger problem, and many years ago, not now, not no time soon, not like 2 decades ago, like almost 3 decades ago, it was court-appointed anger management that I had to take. Yes, I did. Round table. You know how you watch TV and you see them people in a circle? That was me.
You was one of them people.
I am Miriam. I have a problem. I need to breathe when people piss me off. I don't breathe. I get 38 hot and 0.2 seconds. I'm on 10. So, first time, I'm gonna be honest with you, anger management did not work for me. 'Cause I was too young and I was dumb. It didn't work for me. I took it some years later on my own, but it's like I sabotaged a lot of my weight loss because I would get angry. I would get furious, and it's like that. It's embarrassing now. I mean, I'm not ignorant to where I put my hands on nobody or nothing like that. It's just like, if you told me something, I may or may not curse. I may bring family members into it. I may, I was something else. And I think a lot of that anger came from me losing my people. I didn't know how to process me losing so many family members so quick.
Yep.
So it turned from sadness to rage to anger to you can't tell me nothing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot through that anger management class. But like I said, I was still young, so I wasn't ready. I'm not that person anymore. But I sabotaged so many years of my life getting angry. I mean, angry, because let me tell you, it's a marriage between cortisol and anger.
Yes.
It will hold that water on you. It will change your mental mind state.
Yeah, to where you won't even think rationally.
You won't think rationally anymore. So it's like, it pays to sit back, to evaluate stuff, to calm down, to breathe. But you know what though? Like years ago, I used to have anxiety. I would almost have
panic attacks.
Yes. And one doctor told me this. One doctor, he said, Cool was sitting outside me, like I know him from high school or something. He was sitting outside me and he was talking to me. He said, you know what? He said, you are going to have to do two things. Remove people from your life that's causing you to be anxious like this and to have this stress on you like this. That was number one. Number two is when someone angers you or upsets you in a respectful, cordial, if possible. When I say cordial, meaning it don't have to be super, super nice, but I don't mean cuss the person out.
Confrontational.
Confrontational. It don't have to be confrontational. But he said you're going to have to, in that moment, you're going to have to tell a person how you feel in that moment so you don't bring it throughout that day into the next day or the next day. So immediately I took that advice. So you know how you call like customer service people. And sometimes it's Russian roulette. You'll get a nice person or you get a person with a just deplorable, cantankerous attitude. What I would do is in that moment, and she laughs at me, I have had my daughter run into the bathroom so many times when I'm on a call. Because what I do now that helps me out, he won't go back outside, Mom. You won't open that door for him, but don't leave it open. Because y'all, we got lizards outside, and I don't do the lizard thing, and I don't want nothing to jump in my house. So what I would do now, let's say, for example, I called Tarjay because something was wrong with my account. Something was wrong with my account. And they were in the wrong. So I called customer service, and the customer service person was okay. But they didn't really know. So I had to escalate it to their supervisor, right? So when I said it was okay, they didn't know, but they weren't rude or anything. They were civil. They were okay. But when I escalated it to their supervisor. And she got on the phone. This is early in the morning. And I don't know what you're going through in your life that early in the morning, you this hateful and mean. So she was ugly. And I'm just sitting back and I'm like, I'm looking at my daughter and she looking at me and I'm like, you know, okay. I ain't cut her off or nothing. She being rude. She gotta come out the gate rude. So I'm explaining to her and I'm nice. Good morning. And you know, my name is Miriam and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about why I wanted to engage you in this call and everything. And off the gate, she ugly. She ugly. And mind you, I'm nice. But I could go back and dig way back to that old Miriam, but I try not to. So, you know, I'm sitting down, I'm talking to her and everything, and she rude and she's short. Am I lying?
No, very rude.
Very rude, very short. So I'm like, ma'am, did I say anything in this call to warrant you talking to me like this? Because if I did, I apologize. Let me step forward. I apologize. If I said anything to warrant you talking to me so rudely. And that didn't stop her.
No.
So she must have been, I don't know who she lived with or what her marriage is like.
Oh my goodness.
Because, and she's just ruining everything. And I don't know, I felt she was finna hang up on me. So in the midst of the call, I said, whatever you do, please don't hang. And when I say hang, she said, click. So, okay, she got the right one. I'm self-employed. I work for myself. So my time, I have none but time and opportunity. None but time and opportunity. I said, Dominique, I said, look up the big wigs for this region.
Yes, ma'am.
I said, look up the big wigs. So I called back. I got her supervisor. Now, he wasn't rude. He was just dry as a desert.
I mean, dry.
And very, very, very short. And so I spoke with him and everything, and basically, he couldn't resolve the problem, and he wasn't too concerned about her being rude.
You know, it's like it really didn't matter. Almost like, basically, why are you telling me this?
Exactly. I'm like, okay, but can I wanted to escalate it because I wanted some type of report to be sent in on her. Reprimand her, do something, talk to the girl. I don't know, buy a coffee and talk to her. Do something because, it's no need. And when I do stuff like this, for you, for the next person who call in.
Yes.
So you call in, you won't get that. I always say that, right?
You always say that.
I said, I'm not letting this slide.
Yeah.
So when you call in, you don't get this person. So I guess what ticked me off with him was that I wanted him to talk to her. He acted like ain't nothing happened. We all cool over here.
Literally.
So what I did what only Miriam know how to do. We sent, how many people was on that email thread?
Almost 10. It was either like 8 or 9.
A lot of them was regional directors.
Yes.
I was just putting people on there who had big titles at Tarjay.
Yes.
And in the email, just to go a little bit into it, I said, is this really who you want to represent your company? And I said, you know what? Don't even go by what I'm saying. Take what I'm saying as a lie. I want you to pull a call up, because when I talk to you, before I even get on the call, I have the date, the time, who I
spoke with,
and your title.
Yep. And if y'all give IDs, because some
places give ID. I have the ID.
Yep.
So when I said don't even go by what I'm saying, I said I want you to pull this call at 9:15 on this day, and I want you to listen to it. I got an email back with the next day.
Yes.
From a big wig, one of the big ladies there. She said, ma'am, I sincerely apologize. It was a long letter, because I wrote her like 3 paragraphs. It was a long letter, and she said, I apologize for this. We listened to the call. And this is not a representation of us.
I was so shocked, y'all.
And I was not trying to get her to lose her job, but in the midst of the call, let me tell you something. I worked customer service years ago. They told us, I don't care if you got beat up the night before. When you get on this call, make sure you have a smile in your voice.
Yeah. Hey, and the crazy thing is, I don't mean to cut you off. At least just be monotone. Like, be
monotone.
neutral.
You ain't got to
neutral.
treat me with kid gloves. I got tough skin. But at least be professional. Be monotone. That's fine. But what you will not do, you will not get on this phone like I slept with you last night and I whipped your behind, and then I'm making you fix me breakfast the next day.
Exactly. And what I felt, because I was angry too, what was so disrespectful, I asked you not to hang the phone up. I asked you not to hang it up.
I couldn't get the word up out, and she hung that phone up. Oh, said, you got the right one today. All I got is time and opportunity.
The only reason anybody who is working customer service or a call center job, for them to hang up, is if the person on the opposite end
is using profanity.
Thank you. Vulgarities or anything to where it's threatening or anything
like
that.
Exactly. Yes.
She did none of that. She literally asked you not to hang the phone up, and you gonna hang the phone up.
No, I couldn't let that pass. So it's stuff like that. So when I get that out, I'm fine, because after I'm laughing about it. But if I don't say anything, I'm going to take that throughout the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that throughout the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that throughout the day. And like going back, so I wear many hats, y'all. So I was a mobile stylist, braid stylist. But in the midst of that, I became certified. I became trained, certified, and licensed as a microblader. So microblading, like, you get your eyebrows stuff. So I had my daughter, we came together. Mm-hmm. My mind and her technique, we formulated a curriculum. Am I saying something wrong? Because your face look real crazy right now.
No, I'm just listening.
Okay, we formulated a curriculum, and I taught microblading online. So what I did was, so no matter what state you were in, if it's plausible in your state, mm-hmm. I would teach you microblading. It could take 3 to 6 months?
Yes.
3 to 6 months, and you would be certified. You still had to get licensed. Mm-hmm. You would be certified. So I taught you microblading, and we had a full curriculum. But before you could take my course, you had to have your bloodborne pathogens. Yes. And was it first aid or CPR?
Yes, first aid.
First aid. Mm-hmm. First aid. You had to have those. But I taught this, and was really fun. But what I've learned is I don't really like people. I don't really. But let me tell you why I say that. Because people want to jump the gun.
Yes.
Microblading is probably higher now. Mm-hmm. Microblading, to have your eyebrows microbladed can range from like $500. In New York, it's about $1,200 or $1,300 to get your eyebrows microbladed. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to teach you technique, sanitation, protocols.
Yes.
We went from bloodborne pathogens, which is the beginning, all the way to how to set up your salon.
Yes.
Because these people are certified, either wanted to open their salon or their salon suites, mm-hmm. but they would get certified in their states. Get licensed in their states. I just certified them they had a certificate and everything. Okay. So like I said, I'm licensed and certified to do this. So I would come across students who did not want to practice. So you mean to tell me you don't want to practice, you turning in garbage,
yeah,
and you think you're going to get certified in this without practicing, to microblade people who they have just paid you $600
and you're gonna do a trash job on that eyebrows, you're gonna get sued.
You're gonna get sued because it's a semi-permanent position, meaning that they have to go somewhere else to get it removed. That's like tattoo removal.
Yes, yes. So she had a lot of students that honestly would try to battle her.
What?
Try to
Tooth and nail.
Oh
So
my
I had
goodness.
students in New York. I had students in Texas,
Arizona.
Oregon, Washington D.C.,
yes.
Jersey,
Florida.
Everybody got a different temperament, of course. But it's like I would get so many people that were eager and that, you know, would practice, and they'll send their work in. Okay, the light just went out. The devil is alive. Now my light just went out. That's okay. But they would practice and send it in, and I have to critique it, and we would sit down and we would go over what you need to improve on, everything. But then I had students who would send in garbage. Looked like they took, because you would practice on practice skins, and then the final assessment would be a live person that you know don't pick nobody that's gonna have you in court. Don't pick nobody. You better pick a friend, pick a family member. But they would submit something on the on the practice skin. Do you remember that? It looked like X and O's, X and O's, X and O's, X and O's.
And it's like,
And they would get upset because, believe it or not, I'm a very professional woman. Like I said, I'm a business owner, so I know how to
provide constructive criticism
without insulting you,
Yes.
without you, because that's not my MO. That's not. I want you to be the best at this, because you can make. There's no cap on what you can make. Bentley, what? There's no cap on what you can make. If you charging $600 to $1,000, you just need 2 people. That's $2,000 a day.
I know. Yep.
$2,000 a day. So it's no cap. So you have to know what you're doing. Because if I'm sitting there and you're doing something with my eyes, because sometimes, not in all cases, the eyebrows will bleed just a little bit. So you have to know the right protocol with how to dispense of this. So the state will come out and they'll make sure your sink had to be so many feet from your table.
Yes.
It's a whole lot. It's very meticulous, but it's very necessary. But like I said, to make a long story short, it's like, you want to do it your way. I'm supposed to be teaching you. This is my course. I'm teaching you this. But you don't want to follow the steps. Everything has steps. You cannot jump steps. You have to practice. How are you going to do this and you don't want to practice? So that was an eye-opener. But I learned that I don't really care for people. Honestly, I don't. I love everyone and I pray for everyone. But I don't care for people because not everyone. God, that sounds so bad, but I'm so honest though. It's just like some people just really know it all.
Yeah.
I would never ever tell you I know this and I know that and I'm a mucky and this and that. I'm learning every day.
Every day.
I'm learning every day. But that's some of the, people say triggers. I don't know if it's a trigger. I don't know if it's a trigger because many times I got upset. And I would sit back. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, bro. Is it even worth it?
Yeah.
But yes, it was worth it. Because let me tell you, I left the private sector. I used to work for corporate. Corporate is a beast. For one, they have a cap on your salary. And one of my positions was with the state. The state don't pay nothing. That's just facts. Should I not say that?
We're going to leave that right there.
Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. Okay. But anyway, corporate was a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
Basically, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is a lot of my stressors came from
people,
which was linked to my employment.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as an adult, you say, you have to handle that better. But when life is going on in your own life and you have that, it's like you have to have an outlet, which may be breathing. You said books, right?
So for me, one of the ways that I decompress or just really calm down is reading. So reading literally 6 minutes a day can lower your stress levels by 68%. And I know everyone is not a reader, and
I'll wait for the movie.
And that's absolutely fine. But if you are a reader or used to be a reader, like I used to be a huge reader when I was in school, and as I got older and just started working, I kind of fell off. But recently I just picked it back up, and it really is just so soothing, especially if you find really good comfort reads. I know some people are really into sad books, and I'm not into sad books. Because to me that's not going to it's not going to lower my stress levels. You know what I mean?
Right,
I want
right.
something that's a comfort read that just feels really good and really speaks to me. So
Right.
if you are a reader or used to be a reader, I really suggest like get back into reading just a little bit, whether it's in the morning and you want to read the Bible. Hey, at night you want to read the Bible or a certain
That's what I do.
romance or fantasy, whatever the case may be. Just doing 6 minutes out the day can really, really help your cortisol levels and really help your overall health, especially with your weight loss journey.
Yes, yes.
I did not know how cortisol and stress,
I'll just link, they're married.
they are really married. And if you are not handling, because nobody's going to handle stressful situations perfect 100% of the time.
Or
And-
the same. We
or
all
the
are
same,
different.
yes.
We're different. We're
Yes.
different. The things I probably got upset about, she wouldn't get upset about. You know what I'm saying?
And the things that I get upset about, I've come to her and told her like this, and this is happening. She's like, why are you upset? What like what's the problem?
What's the problem?
But sometimes you need that. If you have somebody you can call or you are in the house with, and you can go to them and tell them like, hey, this is going on, and they can provide you with a different perspective. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And let me tell you something else. With the cortisol aspect and stress, like I said before, you know, you can't avoid stress. You know what I'm saying? The only way you're gonna avoid stress is when you're dead. You can't avoid stress, but you can control how you handle it.
Yes.
And a lot of times I did not handle it right, and at my age that I am now, I ignore some things. But like I say, for me, I have to address it a certain kind of way sometimes, not all the time. And when I have to address it, it's like if somebody's saying something negative about me, my mom said, what you don't say to my face, you say to my behind. So if you don't like address me and say, Miriam, blah, 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 blah. You know, some things I could ignore. But if I know it's going to bother me, in that moment, I address it. I have learned not to bring it up the next day or the day after that. In the moment, I address it. When I address in the moment, I'm fine. You just have to find what works for you. But you have to do something, whether it's praying, whether it's reading, whether it's breathing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've been in situations and I just do this.
Yeah.
That stops me
Yes.
from going left.
Yeah, just being quiet. or
Just being quiet
silent.
and being silent for a minute.
Sometimes, if let's say you get into it with somebody who, like I said, who you're in the house with, if you have to leave, go take a walk.
Exactly.
That works.
I try not to have them problems. So.
Yeah.
I try
No,
not.
honestly,
because I
yes.
live a peaceful life.
Yes.
I thank God. And because you know what? Let me tell you what it was doing to me. Not only was it keeping the weight on the stress, by me not handling it and getting angry, because at certain levels of cortisol, it's gonna, when stuff happen, like if somebody in my family had a wreck and you told me, you know, my cortisol is gonna go up, I found out they're okay, then it's gonna come down. But you said something funny the other day. I asked you, I said, when do you think I was stressed? This Negro said that she think I was stressed from like 1990 something to 2014. Stop. Funny. That's funny. But it's like, I don't know. We got to handle this better, because not only does it affect the weight, the scale, your organs,
Yes.
your blood pressure,
Yes.
but y'all, it affect this.
Your skin, it will age
It
you.
will age you.
Yes.
I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, dang. It's like I feel like, you know, I'm aging. It was how I was handling stuff.
Yeah. And the beauty of cortisol is, guys, like I mentioned earlier, because they have two different kinds. We have acute and we have chronic. Acute goes down within your cortisol levels. When it's spiked from acute stress, it goes down within minutes to hours.
Right.
For chronic, depending on the situation, because like I said, chronic is something that's ongoing. So whether it's a financial issue or a health issue or whatever the case may be, you know, those take a little bit longer. They, you know, it may take your cortisol levels to go down, whether it's a week, a month, sometimes depending on the severity of it, it can be even a year sometimes for those levels to go down. But I feel like whether it is acute or chronic that has your cortisol levels high, I think the first step is identifying what that is. If you notice that you are doing everything right and the scale is not moving, and you know it is nothing that you are physically doing, you need to evaluate and see what is causing me stress. What is it? Put it in 2 different categories. Put it in what you think may be the acute side, and put it in what you may think be the chronic side. Acute, we can run through that and get that squared away quickly. Chronic may take a little bit longer, but at least, come up with a plan and a resolve if possible.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you have to put your health first.
Exactly. And if it's I don't mean to
No,
cut
go
you.
ahead.
If it's a 2-legged person that is causing you stress, you may want to evaluate that.
Yes.
You might want to evaluate that. Because my peace is non-negotiable. And I used to tell you this all the time, I refuse to have a warm spot on the other side of my bed and hell in my house.
Yes.
Let me say that again for the people in the back. I refuse to have a warm spot on the other side of me in the bed and hell in the house. No. Just to say, oh, he my man. That's my boo.
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Yeah.
For sure. And
your health is steadily declining. You can't figure out why your hair is thinning. You can't figure out why certain things are happening because your stress is we all have stress. What we try to avoid is unnecessary
Thank
stress.
you. That's my point. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. What your kids do, sometimes they're gonna put stress on you. That's your babies. But you gotta pick your battles. You pick your battles.
You have to.
You pick your battles. And we all learning this. I just the last couple of years really found out about cortisol.
Yes.
I knew about stress all my life,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that. Oh, okay. How I feel or what I'm going through can make that scale say pause.
Yes.
Or that scale go up 2 to 5 pounds is ridiculous.
In a day, guys. Wrap your mind around that. In a day. 2 to 5 pounds.
This is everybody's personal journey. What I do for me may not work for you. What you do may not work for me. But at the end of the day, this cortisol to me is demonic, straight from the bowels of hell. It is. Cortisol is demonic, straight from the bowels of hell. We are entrusted with our own happiness and peace.
Ooh.
You like that?
Yes.
We are entrusted with our own happiness and peace.
Yes.
You cannot put that responsibility on another individual. If you do, I can sell you a bridge and a street out there. That is our own responsibility. A lot of people don't know that.
They don't.
He can't make you, she can't make you happy. You have to be happy with self, and you have to have a peace. I have a peace. You think I have a peace? Because I feel I have a peace. But I don't want to be lying to myself. You ain't got no peace nowhere in you.
No, you definitely have it.
You remember when
sense of peace. I remember when you didn't have it. Oh, I remember. Oh.
Can never go through them stories. I was a fool in public. You remember, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Y'all, that's part of the Sagittarius. Let me tell y'all a fun fact, and we're gonna end this. Me, my daughter, and my son, we are all Sagittarius. Now, I don't believe in the zodiac like that or crystals and all that other nonsense, but I do believe the sun that you were born under has an effect on your personality.
I do, to a certain extent. I do believe that, because I can say I've noticed certain things that,
me and my son are like.
Yes.
And she's the calm one. No, really, she the calm. We're calm. We're all calm now, but when it wasn't, she was the voice of reason.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, this is the fun fact. It's her birthday. My birthday is 9 days after that. My son's birthday is 10 days after mine.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
People would think that she planned that. And I know you didn't.
No, I did not. We're all Sagittarius. But y'all, this has been wonderful. Just think about some of the things I said. You know what I'm saying?
What I really want y'all to do, honestly, like a little homework this week. Just think about the things that are causing you stress.
Which you can avoid and which you can't. I want you to put it in the comments.
Yes, if you feel comfortable.
If you feel comfortable. So the question, give them the question, and we're gonna put it in the comments.
Okay, so the question is, what is one thing in your life currently that you think is causing you stress that may be affecting your overall health or your weight loss if you're on a weight loss journey? If you feel comfortable, please put it in the comments. And then on the back end, just for yourself, evaluate certain things that are causing you stress, put them into acute and chronic, and go through what you think you can eliminate, and try to have a plan of the ones where maybe you can't eliminate it immediately, but maybe over time it is something that you can change.
Exactly. So let me give you an example before I let you go. So let's say it's a boss. Okay, so let's say it's a boss. I've had this happen myself. I believe I worked at IBM. I had a boss, and sometimes your bosses don't have the best bedside manner. and I felt that it was just personally
Targeted.
Yeah. So there's a way to do things. So I said, Miss such and such, can I have a moment of your time? In your office, you can sit down and you could. Have I offended you in any way? How's my work performance? Because I feel that it's like almost a personal. Sometimes it feels like an attack. There's a way to do things. Because believe it or not, there are bullies on the job. There are bullies on the job.
They go from the playground to the workplace.
Yes. From childhood to adulthood.
Yes.
So it's a way to do things, and maybe that might alleviate some of the pressure if it's a tension between you and your boss.
Yeah.
That might be causing you undue stress.
Yes.
Thus, you're on a GLP-1 journey or just a weight loss journey, and your scale has stalled.
Yeah.
So that's just a little nugget, a little tip. Like I say, I always say, I'm not telling y'all what to do. I just put things out there. I always say, chew what you can, and what you can't, spit the rest out.
Exactly. Yep. All right. Well, guys, until next time.
Until next time, be blessed and be a blessing.
Y'all do it straight out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Let me see you. Let me see you just dance. Come on, knock it up.